Hello everyone. So in this video, let us do something with behavior, and I was asked actually this question sometime in the past, I think maybe last month, and I had this in my to-do list. So basically, if you want to have some controls over assignee field, right, you can do that, and with the help of behavior, it is actually super easy, and I'll do it very quickly and quickly, but at the same time, I'll show you how it is done. So to give you some background, let us say you are trying to create a new issue, right, in your project. Now, maybe for some reason you want to have this assignee field to basically behave in a certain way. Let us say you want to ensure that whenever a ticket or whenever a story is created, it should be assigned to admin, or maybe a specific user, basically. That should be the right thing to do. But not really a specific user without any condition. So maybe based on some condition that, if the priority is high or whatever, maybe assign it to a specific person, right? So that can be done. Maybe you want to keep it unassigned. Maybe you want to keep it automatic. And if it is automatic, then if you have components in your project and if you have component default assignee setup, then that will come into picture. So we can do that with the help of a behavior, and the way you would create a behavior is, of course, by going to behaviors, and when you go to a behavior, you of course need to create a mapping. So let us do it very quickly from the beginning. I'll delete this behavior which I was working on. So let us say the behavior name is restrictions on the assignee, right? So this is our behavior, and always create a mapping in Jira. Don't forget the mapping, because without this mapping, you can do some damage, and you might lose your job, or your manager or your users will shout at you. So let us say we only want to do this on sample Scrum project, and within that project, we only want to do it for a story, right? So once you do this, create the behavior, and you need to create the initializer, because you want this you basically want this to come into picture when the form is loaded. Now, one thing that we want to do is, let us say we want to only do it for the create issue screen, not really on the edit issue screen. So that can also be done. Now, let us create a new script, and when you create a new script, you have the option to, of course, write the script in line, or use a file which is somewhere on the server, your script root, which you can configure in your JVM parameters. But anyways, for local development, definitely you need to do this. So let us use a file, and I have this file already created. It's an empty file. So let us write a script. Now, when we are doing this in Jira, we, of course, first want to, because we want to do it for assignee field. So the first thing that we want to do is, of course, we want to fetch the field, and using behaviors, you can basically, when you're using behaviors, you'll get some methods that you can use. So there is something called as get field by name. Now, if you're using IntelliJ, it won't work straight away because we need to tell this behavior that this script that we need to use behavior APIs, right? Because this method will work if you're doing inline scripts. So, I mean, the autocomplete will work. So let us say if you're in here, like within your inline script, so you can do something like get field by name, right? So it works here, but not when you are here in IntelliJ. And of course, we can fix that. So basically, you need to do something like base script, and then you need to do field behaviors, and you need to then maybe create a variable which you may not use. But now if you do something like get field by name, it will come, right? Now the field name is, of course, assignee, right? So let us do that. So we have this field. Now when you write scripts, always try to don't really write the whole script and then test it. Try to write something small and then test it. So let us say you want to do something with the field. Now we have the assignee field. Let us say you want to make it read only, right? So read only, we can do that very easily, and we can, of course, do it maybe on create, which I will show you. So you can use this method and you can say read only is equal to true. Now if you go back to your behavior, if you try to create a new issue, it will now show you assignee field which is read only. So this is done, like one thing is done. We don't really want users to change it. I mean, if they disable the behaviors, they can, but I mean, not the behavior, but JavaScript, which normally people don't really know how to do it, but yeah, behaviors will basically work. The way it works is it will basically, it's like JavaScript that will be in place when you're working on the issue within your browser. So behaviors only work on browser. Don't really expect REST API. So if someone is doing something with this issue using REST API, then behaviors won't really work. You have to then use validators, right? Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to set the form value. So if you want the form value to be, if you want it, I'll show you the three options. If you keep it like empty string, it will be unassigned, right? If you do refresh and then look at the script now, it says unassigned. Now if you want to assign it to, if you want to change it to automatic, usually if it is like some invalid value, then it is automatic. So if you do -1 and if you now try to create the issue again, it will be automatic, right? So this is also something that we can do. And the thing that we want to do is, and by the way, you can also set like a user, and again that user should be there in Jira, otherwise it will default to automatic. So it will be admin, not reporter, the assignee, right? It's admin. And what else we want to do? So this is of course specific user, and I'll just here like right here empty and -1, and what else is there anything else that we want to do? I think that is it. But of course we only want to do this one when the issue is created, not really when the issue is being edited. So right now it is admin, right? And if you go back, let us say you create the issue, and if you now look here, the assignee is admin. Now if you change it to, let us say unassigned, right? Now if you click on the edit and if you scroll down, it is assignee is now going back to admin because the script is working on edit screen as well. So we can actually, and this is of course not really desirable. I mean, sometimes it might be, but you can change it. So basically what you can do is you can do something like get action name, and this get action name is something that will tell you the action. And by the way, you can always log it, log.debug, and basically come on, so log.debug get action name. So if you basically look at this log.debug, if you create, let us say just click on the create button, and we want to actually go back to the behavior. So let us go back to the behavior to look at the log, and if you open the behavior, now you will see here that there is something happening, right? And log.won, I think I'll probably use log.won. Maybe my level is not set. Anyways, so let us now click on create. I'll just click on the create button, and that is it. I'll go back, I'll refresh my behavior, and let us see if we have something. So it says here create, right? So you will get the action name, and if you go back and let us click on the issue and try to click on the edit button. So of course, we are not doing anything here. We're just trying to capture the action name. Now, if you look here, it says null, right? And if you look here for create, it is definitely very clear. So what we can do is we can of course add a condition in the behavior. So we can say something like get action name, and because we are just trying to check if it is create, so you can do something like this. And usually you may want to also check for create issue, and that should cover it. So basically, if you now put these lines in your if condition, like within your if condition, so this will now take care of that problem. So basically, if you now look here, this is unassigned, right? This is unassigned, and if you now click on the edit, it will still be unassigned, right? But if you click on the create button, you have here admin. Now there is also something that you may want to do, because people can always change the assignee here, right, directly, which is probably fine, but we are just doing it on the create issue. But you may also want to add here the field assignee. So what will happen? Don't do anything, just add the field. If you click on this assignee now, let me just refresh the page. Not right. Basically, we need to. Okay, let me just save this and click on refresh. Okay, so now if you click on the field, it will basically open the edit issue because there is a behavior on this, and this behavior will force. I mean, of course, it is not really doing anything because it is anyways edit, but if we don't really have that if condition, then it will default to admin. So basically what I'm saying is that when you're trying to write scripts, try to focus on, like, try to limit the scope of your script. Don't really, of course, add the mapping, and then of course focus on the field that you want to work on, then of course focus on the action that you want to work on, and of course test it properly. So yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.